Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I would like to state that, I've always liked Billy. We've always had he was a likable guy. He was a little crazy like everybody in those days. But on that particular tour, it was a really grueling tour. I was road managing. It was a Kingfish tour. And Brent Midland and Billy were playing with us. And we had Santana's bass player and Garth Weber on guitar. Anyway, what happened after 6 weeks, grueling weeks in the middle of winter, being on the road, we ended up in Denver, Colorado, and I feel comfortable talking about this because I just saw an interview with Billy last night where he talks openly about the negative side of what happened with cocaine and alcohol and that kind of stuff. So what happened was Billy was imbibing a little bit too much in that kind of thing. And there was some talk that because I was road managing, we were staying at the Gramercy Park Hotel, and $5,000 got stolen out of my room, which I have proof of that. But in any case, so for all the deadheads that are wondering about this, so he did kick me in my private parts, and they proved scientifically that I could still have sex, but I could not create children anymore. So
how did we get from the money missing to him kicking you?
Well, because
where's that?
It was a really grueling tour, and he was really getting pretty out there, to be honest, on alcohol and cocaine, and so he attacked me, and I just. I'm very, very quick, and I just kept dodging his kicks, and I didn't try to fight back because I didn't want to get into that kind of altercation with him. So anyway.
But this was about the money going missing?
Well, I think it was...
who knows? A few things.
I don't think he even knew. I kept saying, Billy, it's me. I don't think he even knew exactly who I was at the time. I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to talk to him about it. I really like.
Yeah, it'd be nice to sort of say,
let's bury the hatchet.
Yeah. Can you remember? And they go, no.
I wrote a nice letter to Billy, and I said everything I need to say, and so I hope everything's okay in that regard. And so, yeah, that's what happened. And any other thing?
Probably is. It's nice just to think, when you're on tour like that, and you're basically in each other's pocket. I mean, even not taking anything and being normal, if I can say that, is still stressful. It's still stressful anyway when you're doing those kind of tours. It's grueling on buses and snow and day after day after day after day together. Yeah. It's a marriage, isn't it?
It was unbelievable. We were in really icy conditions in Wisconsin. The bus did a full 360 on the road, and we didn't crash, but that's the kind of tour it was on. So it was the second to last gig, and so there was a lot of stress, and that's what happened.
I don't want to pry into it too much, but do you know when they go on these things, and they take all the substances that they take? I mean, is it because of the pressures? Is it because of to get away from everything that's happening? I mean, I don't know. I've never done it, so I'm only talking blank here. So, I mean, is that the reason? Do you think?
I can't. I can't speak for anybody else.
Yeah.
The only reason that I'm still even alive and looking as healthy as I do at 74 years old is because I've learned from my mistakes and learned how to take proper care of myself. And so I'm very grateful for that.
But that wasn't around then, was it? I mean, you had a lot of guys in those days that were just like way out there, and they didn't care about their bodies. They didn't care about what they were doing. It was just a rock and roll.
And the thing that really bothered me, well, there's a lot of things that bothered me. There's a lot of wonderful things that happened, but the things that bothered me was all the friends I've lost.
How do you mean lost? From what?
From substances.
Okay.
You want me to be specific?
Absolutely. I mean, why not? I mean, it's
okay.
It's today. It's not then. It's today.
Okay. Well, let's go down.
Let's go down the road.
I'll go down the list.
Sure.
Quickly. There was, Keith Gottschall, who's the first keyboard, first it was Big Pen, died of alcohol abuse, and then there was Keith Gottschall, and it was a car accident, but they were doing, and it was really bad, unfortunate, and I loved him a lot. and then Brent Midland, who I wrote songs with and recorded with, and that was some kind of.
But
but let me finish about this because this is important.
Go.
And then there was Brent. After Brent, there was help me out.
Vince Welnick.
Vince, who was chronically depressed after the Grateful Dead broke up, and then he actually committed suicide, and it was really tragic. So there's all this tragedy around that, and it makes me really sad. And so you have to look at that realistically.
But I mean, you being in the band or around with these people at the time, maybe joining in, maybe you can see what's happening. I mean, how odd was it at those days, or did it happen where you took your friends aside and said, slow down, stop, and all that? Did that happen at all? Did you have heart-to-hearts with them, or did you just carry on?
Well, yes, with certain people, I did have heart-to-hearts. And sometimes I was like in absolute tears, begging, and there are stories about that. But yeah, we did our best to help out our friends that had problems, and and I had my own issues as well. But anyway, the main thing from all that is that we all make mistakes, and you pick yourself up and you learn from it, and you grow and you move on. And I see that when I saw the interview of Billy the other day, I was really impressed because he looked like he'd really learned a lot and grown up a lot. So I'm happy for that.